Welcome to the show, everyone. As you know, I like to talk about everybody else on my show, and I'm just wondering, as everybody's like 1 o'clock here, people that, have you gone to a restaurant lately that seems to be sort of going downhill? We're going to be talking a little bit about some of those things right now. I have with me Tom Duhigg and Kevin Trumbull. They are the owners of Rise from the Ashes Consulting. Welcome back to the show. I want to say hi to everybody out there on Facebook land. So hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We're going to share the show later on. So first of all, you have to tell everybody first, Tom. First, a little tiny bit about you and your background of how many restaurants that you have saved from going under, okay? And then we're going to talk a little bit about what you do. Go ahead.
Oh, we save about 5 or 6 a year from closing, and we help about another 30 plus to succeed and to grow. Because I was a restaurant owner that almost lost my first restaurant, and then had my second restaurant where Kevin helped me build it into a destination where people are driving 2 hours to visit. And this is what we do for our clients now. It's taken from struggling or closing or reopening to trying to be the destination or the go-to restaurant. And it's been the last 20 years doing that, and with Kevin last, 5 years?
5 years, yeah.
And let me tell you something, folks. You know how fast they can do it? Within 90 days. That's awesome. So maybe it's you or someone that you know. Maybe you are right now sitting there getting yourself ready to think about what you're going to serve for your, folks for tonight and all of that. And maybe you're sort of feeling things are going wrong. These are the people to contact. Also, if you know somebody, I always like to say that, if you know somebody that might own a restaurant that they're struggling, they don't have to be, because they can turn you around in 90 days. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, we're going to talk about an article in the National Restaurant News, and they're talking about last year, 9,500 independent restaurants closed.
Sad.
9,500, loss of 2.3%, while the chains grew 1.4%. They added restaurants. We lost restaurants in the independent. So it was 422,000, now down to 412,000 nationwide, a big loss. And then 42% of the ones that survived, 42% were not profitable, made no money. That's 173,000 restaurants.
That's terrible.
That did not make any money. 60% said that their condition worse. They were making money, they're making some money, but 60% said everything got worse in 2025. Independence, right? So the article says, what caused this? We want to know what caused it, right? And it says high interest rates, higher food and labor costs, the economy, evolving immigration and tariff policies, less consumer spending, people eating out less, right? People downgrading, they're at full service, now they're going to fast casual because of the economy. And the owners felt they couldn't raise their prices anymore without losing business. So these are all the external forces that the article says was caused many bankruptcies, many closures, and a lot of struggling. But what is not mentioned in the article, that's where we always come and go, okay, we always kind of look at what are the real reasons. So Carol, you ever been to, had a favorite restaurant you used to go to all the time, and then you quit going?
Yes.
What happened?
Well, it went downhill. It wasn't the same, right? And most importantly, when you're paying for something and you don't care about spending good money if you want to, and it's good coming back to you, but when you go there and you're spending a lot of money, it's less portion, it's not as good, then you know what? You don't feel like you want to go back there anymore.
Right. So the top 5 reasons from the Restaurants Institutions magazine. Number 1, inconsistent food quality. The portions are different, the flavors are different, it's not the same everywhere. You can't trust it anymore. Service deteriorates over time. They remember way back in the day it was so good and everybody, now it's just not the same, just kind of what you say. Price increases without the value increases. They're paying more and probably getting less. Shrinkflation in the restaurant. They don't like that. Staffing turnover destroys the relationships, right? They like coming in and they know you, they know what you want, they have your drink ready. And Kevin, do you want to talk about your experience with a restaurant you've been going to for 20 years or 30 years?
We've been going to this one restaurant for over 20 years. I want to purposely fail to mention their name on air, but some of the staff, Alice has been there 30 years, and she's the general manager. And just every time we're in there, she sits down with us, she talks to us, see how we're doing, blah, blah, blah. And then we have the waitress, Lillian, and we also have the other waiter that Lillian's been there 20 years, and Roy He's been there 50 years
Wow.
at the same establishment, so that just tells you what the core of the restaurant is ran
Amazing.
like. When we go in, like the other day, my wife and I went in, we made our reservation, we went in, and they paired us with one of the waitress that we always go to, Lillian, and just automatically we went in and said, "We have a reservation?" "Yes, Trumbull."
Not
"Yes.
crazy.
We'd like to get," and before it was out of my mouth, they said, "We already set you up at Lily's table, Lily's table."
The host
We'll have
is
to
doing
do it."
that. That's
Yeah, the
crazy.
host is doing it,
That's
and I
crazy.
said, either we're eating here too much, or they really,
I've done that.
they really care, you know?
Yeah.
And so
That's
that's the type of establishment, because it's the overall experience of the restaurant that kept us coming back for that many years.
Now,
No,
what would happen if the manager left and they replaced the manager with somebody that was not skilled and started having turnover of those long-term, what would happen to
Well,
your
like
experience?
Carol said, if it was going downhill, automatically they would lose somebody that has been going there 20, 30 years. You know, I automatically, I'm done, because I want to give my dollar the best value.
Mhm.
Right,
It's
but
not
not
that-
only just that, Tom, I said Tom, I
Yeah,
meant
yeah.
Kevin. I want to ask you, when you go to that restaurant,
Uh-huh.
the experience that you have, do you tell other people about it?
Oh, now here's
Told
the
me about
thing,
it.
Carol, absolutely.
That's
we
what's
went in
really
there.
big, right there.
Yes, I absolutely share the experience, because if I'm enjoying it and I share it with somebody else, I don't have to hide my face in the grocery store when I see them, because because they go, "You know that restaurant you told me about?
really good."
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much," because
Mhm.
they're hard to find nowadays.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I also want to bring out something too. When it sounds like when you talk about, you know, the maitre d' in this restaurant and this person was there for a long time, it doesn't necessarily, you could turn around any restaurant, any type of
Correct.
food service type of, even bakeries, I know you've
Yeah,
done
and
it too.
food trucks too, same
Right.
thing, same
Even food
experience.
trucks he's done. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to mention that. Go ahead.
Catering companies.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so the last thing is cleanliness decline. You're going in there and out of paper towels, the tables are filthy now, the floor is filthy. So those are the 5 big reasons. And that's why people don't come back. There's also, did you know that 70 to 80% of people that go to visit a restaurant for the first time never go back? 7 or 8 out of 10 go to a favorite place or a new place and never go back. You ever done that?
A million times.
And there's the reasons why. They weren't wowed. They were like, they expected more. They
Wasn't
weren't.
that great?
It wasn't great. They received poor service or rude people. The food was disappointing. There were mistakes, overcooked, undercooked, unmet expectations, long waits, chaos, right? And very bad first impression. It wasn't even worth it. No one cared. The entire experience was forgettable. And these people
It was
don't go back.
lousy.
It was lousy.
I like to say it.
Yeah. So now we know the reasons why your regulars leave, and we know why first timers never go back.
So there's so many things that you can do, and what the first thing you want to do is give them a call, because they can turn you around in 90 days. That's fantastic, and I'm telling you right now, folks, there's so many restaurants out there, and a lot of people will go, but some people don't really know the difference, but you know, I think we know what good money's worth, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so we want to get these restaurants, we want them back. They opened up for reasons, especially the mom and pop ones.
Yes, yes,
That was their
independence.
whole life savings. They really wanted to do it, and now they're closing. Well, they don't have to. In 90 days, it can be a turnaround. Their phone number is 520-907-8409. They do free consultations, and they work statewide. You can check them out on their website. It's risefromtheashesconsulting.com. I'm just curious, if a lot of people right now are sitting here listening to this, maybe you're about ready to go into a restaurant, you just came out of a restaurant right now and went, you know what, she's right, it
That's
was
right.
lousy.
It was lousy.
You know, we want
Very
to come back,
disappointing.
we want to get this, we're going to drive back, go right now, tell them about what you hear right now on the radio. It's 520-907-8409, risefromtheashesconsulting.com. Hang tight, we'll be back in just a minute. Okay, we're
All
going
right.
to keep on going because
Yep.
we're live on Facebook, okay?
But we can't stress that enough. The internal issues drive sales or lose sales, right?
It's like-
It's so
But
obvious.
I asked you this before, Tom, I said, you know, some of these things that we think about seem to make sense.
Makes sense.
But why don't they do it?
It's a decision. They decide not to. right?
They get buried in the whole
Yeah.
mundane of the day-to-day. They get buried in the, I'm dealing with, I'm speaking
Yep.
of owners or managers, they're getting buried in, I got vendors coming in the back door, I got employees that
Mhm.
didn't show up, I can't hire anybody, I can't figure out how to do the
On
hiring.
that treadmill.
I gotta make rent because I'm short on cash, where's my profits going? I'm working 10, 12, 14, 15 hours a day and I'm not getting ahead. My family are on my case because I can't make the kids' ball games or whatever, and I'm not bringing any money home, but I'm doing all these hours. So their mind is elsewhere, just trying to put out the fires, so to speak. And you can see it on them when you go in the restaurant because it's all over their employees, it's all over them, it's contagious. When we pull out the incongruency and put in the congruent, it doesn't take any more of their time. Matter of fact, one of the things Tom and I like to say is, and we just spoke to someone about this, we want to free your time up. We want to give you back your life by doing the congruent things, take that pressure off. Now, there's always going to be pressure, there's always going to be fires, there's always things you got to do. But if the right things are in place, you can accelerate that profit in 90 days by simple little changes that they can't see because they're buried under all this other stuff. You know,
It's pretty much like anything else.
it really is.
Yeah, I mean, but it's so sad when they started, they're so excited about, opening, and they don't know how also marketing is so important and how to do that properly, I should say that.
Correct.
And
And
to
where do
get
they
that
learn
word
that?
out.
Is there a restaurants academy that all owners are supposed to go to?
No, I
No,
don't think
there's
so,
not.
but maybe you should open one.
We do want one.
But basically, that's what you're
Yeah,
doing.
right.
Yeah, that's part of our
Mhm.
program that we offer, like when you have our program, that part of it's just part of the package. It's not
I'm
like we
sure.
charge a bunch of extra for that. We help them with radio, we help them with television, we help them with whatever their demographics is, it fits in there. That's another thing. You don't just put a bunch of stuff out there.
Right.
What's your demographics? Who you trying to market to and what type of
35
marketing
seconds.
are we gonna do? And then we go from there. Marketing's key. So I've always been on that side of the restaurant and Tom's been on the internal, so.
He
and then the
brings them in
marketing.
and I make sure that they're taken care of.
Right.
And come back.
So welcome back, everyone. We're talking with Tom Duhigg and Kevin Trumbull, and they're the owners of Rise from the Ashes Consulting. We're talking about restaurants that fail and don't have to. They don't even have to fail. They could even be just not doing fantastic, where they can come in and turn that restaurant around. They have a proven track record of doing it, and they can do it within 90 days. That's awesome. Go ahead.
Yes. So we talk about the reasons why regular customers quit going, and we talked about why new customers don't return. 7 to 8 out of 10 don't. And about the customers that don't come back, they either drove by the place, they got referred, or they even got a coupon in the mail. So the owner actually spent money to bring them in, and they don't come back. Right? So you see this disconnect. And then I was, asked AI, I said, what are the top Google searches for restaurant owners that are hurting, right? They're losing money. So this is number one, how to reduce food costs.
Okay.
Right? Gonna help the problem. Why is my restaurant not making money? Really, right?
Does it answer?
Yeah, I tell you, how to find good restaurant employees. That means none of their employees are good if they're Googling this. I'm thinking, hey, I'm Googling that because my employees
But
aren't
my
good.
brain is not getting what I'm Googling.
How do I increase restaurant sales? How about not losing your regulars and losing first-time people? That would solve that problem, right? So that Google gives them an answer, or chat or something gives them an answer, and they go out, but it's only like one thing. Okay, I can fix my food cost, but I'm losing. I got this leaky bucket that I'm losing sales, right? So they're not Googling the right thing. It's not helping. This is what contributes to the failure. And
See,
struggle.
even AI is not working for
No,
them.
nope. So what's interesting, here's the real kicker here. They're using excuse of the economy, fuel, and all that. But the customers coming into their restaurants, they already know what you charge. They already know how much they're gonna spend. They already know fuel prices are high. They already know the economy sucks. Whatever excuse, they already know that, but they're coming anyway, right? So they're already kind of immune to all these excuses that they're saying why my sales are down, right? They know they're paying the same gas as everybody else, but they're still coming to your restaurant. with $100 burning a hole in their pocket, and that's what they get, right? Declining or not a good first impression. So really, when it comes down to external versus internal, if you fix your internal stuff, right, then your customers that are gonna spend money are gonna continue to spend money with you. If you don't fix the internal stuff, it's very expensive new customer acquisition.
Absolutely.
And when you finish the internal stuff, what happens to the regulars?
Well, they start coming
They
back.
stay.
Yeah.
And what about the new people? About 70%
They
attrition.
start coming back.
They come back. It goes from 70, we've seen it go from 70 to 50 to 30, because we can track it in loyalty rewards programs. 30% don't come back instead of 70%. So 70% come back instead of 70% not coming back. Well, that changes the whole dynamics of the restaurant, right? And we help with hiring and all that, so now the employees are staying a lot longer. That lowers your food costs, that lowers your labor, because you don't need that many of them to do it. It helps everything in the operation. They get to know the 20-year employees and the customers.
And that's why our marketing strategy we really focus on makes a huge difference, is because we fix the internal first.
Right.
Because when I'm sitting on this side of the table, my expectation is that I'm getting the best for my dollar that I'm going in for. Now, from the restaurant owner's standpoint, they're spending $1 and we want them getting $5 back on the return on their investment. But if the internal is wrong, then that 70% is gonna leave and they're gonna say, marketing don't work, I'm not spending any money on it. Of course it's not
Right.
working.
70, 80%.
Fix the
Right,
entertainment, fix the whole thing is, restaurant business is a entertainment. It's entertainment. And so you gotta make the whole experience wonderful. If you do that, you can be proud to advertise, proud to do
Yep.
your direct mailing, proud to do those discounts if you wanna do a discount or start a club or do the bounce backs like Tom's talking about. So if you do the marketing correctly and they're coming in and your operations isn't right, then you've just told everybody you're not a good restaurant.
You know, I've also been thinking, just as you've been talking here, during the down times when we have hard times, right, the inflation and all of that, restaurants, not all of them are closing. Not all of them
Not
are
all of
closing.
them. Nope.
Why? And the reason why is because they know what they're doing. They know what to do.
Right.
What you
They do.
do is help them know what to do.
Right.
So you stay alive, not only staying alive, but thrive.
Yes.
Right.
And that's huge.
Yeah,
Yes.
we replace what they're doing wrong
Mhm.
with what will help them accelerate their growth. And we have lots of areas where that happens.
Right.
But you're right, you know, during the economy, a lot of our customers were busier. During COVID, our customers were like the go-to place.
Mm-hmm.
People said, I'm not gonna go there, but I have to have my X.
Right.
I have to have that Mexican, I have to have that bread. You know, I just have to, and they go.
And
they
if
were
you can
immune
have
to
it
that.
served so it's this, really hot and nice,
Yeah.
you got it made.
Right.
Well, and another thing that, when we're thinking about this, is that people spend all the money trying to get new customers, right? So, but they're not coming back. 7 to 8 don't come back, right, out of 10. What if they spent money on their regulars coming in, right? So they spend all this money to get new people in and neglect the regulars, ignore them, right? Don't say hi to them, don't roll out the red
Right.
carpet. They don't. What if they spent money there on the regulars, make sure they don't go anywhere?
Mm-hmm.
Then when you got all that stuff fixed, now go get some new customers. But see, they're getting the new ones that are leaving and neglecting the regulars, which are leaving.
Right. Now you want those
We flip
regulars to be, you want them coming back, you want
Right.
them telling everybody
Right.
about that restaurant, and the new ones will start coming in.
Right.
If you do the right thing, you gotta do the right thing.
Mhm.
Right.
That's what we look at first, the operations. As we're getting them to be the go-to place, the destination, Kevin starts turning the marketing on. We'll start with some low-hanging fruit in their social media, which they don't know how to do, right? So he starts tweaking that. We start tweaking the concept. Let's make sure you're the go-to for your cuisine. Make sure you're the destination that people drive an hour to come see, right? Not past you.
Right.
And then eventually you become an institution where people talk about you, the snowbirds talk about you.
Mhm.
You need to go here, you need to go there when you're in
Then you're
courtside,
ready to be
blank.
branded. You're ready to be
Mhm.
your marketing turned up. Soon as you have the operations and the experience that people love going in, because I love to go see Lily. I love to go see Roy. Matter of fact, they become friends, and it's to the point where, hey, let's go out to eat. We know exactly where we're going to go because we want to go see these hosts. We want to go see this manager. So, and then on top of it, they're always trying to stay in touch with us through text messages and
But that's also,
email marketing. Yes.
Email
yes.
marketing too. There's all sorts of ways that you
Mhm.
can do it, but You need to know, and you need to have someone like Tom who has experience in this. I mean, you started how long ago? I mean, have you been doing this for how long?
A long time.
A long time.
He's old.
But what he has is not only does he bring the experience, you've walked in their shoes,
Yes.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And you've turned
know what it's like,
around
yeah.
many, even restaurants that are very well known,
Yeah.
that you have turned around, and he does it within 90 days.
And help
It's
them grow,
awesome.
yeah.
And not
help
only
them grow.
just turn them around, but help them grow, help them stay, and you know what? You're gonna love him because he did that for you. And if for even with someone's listening right now, and you go to your restaurant that was, kind of not the greatest the last time you went,
Great point.
tell him about that,
Yeah.
right?
Say, hey, you need to talk to these people.
You need to
This place,
talk-
I'm gonna pretty soon quit coming here if you guys keep operating
Right.
this way.
If I
Because-
was a restaurant owner and I heard the message that I was gonna get some of my time back, I was gonna get some of my freedom back to see my family, I'd be calling that number.
More than that, the money
Yes.
Cash
money
flow.
starts coming in.
Yes.
The cash flow that you have, that you are sleeping at night, you're not up
Mhm.
all night
Right.
wondering how you're gonna do this, how you're gonna, and if you don't check it out, what you don't know, this is
Right.
what I always say on my show. And it's so important, that's what I love about the show.
Mhm.
And again, we know that every single one of you out there are not restaurateurs, but we all know you go to them,
Yes,
right?
all this.
And like I said, you could right now be sitting there, being a restaurant owner, give them a call, let's have them turn you around within 90 days. Also, if you know somebody that owns one, and it doesn't have to be a big restaurant at all, it could be
No,
any kind of
no,
restaurant.
whatever.
You've done everything, even food trucks, he
Food
turns
trucks.
them around.
We got a new client that's a food truck.
His phone number is 520-907-8409. They do work statewide. It's risefromtheashesconsulting.com. What are some of your final words?
Well, when you think about how to build business in a restaurant, you said it's common sense. Give everybody a reason to come back. When you ask an employee, what's your job? I'm a cook, I'm a cashier. No, your job is to make sure that everybody comes back. And you're gonna do that as a cook. You're gonna do that as a cashier. You can do that as a dishwasher, right? Everything you do is so that a customer comes back, and that's the job description. And when that's your job description, you back it up with a good operations and good leadership, it works.
It's all about the experience,
Mhm.
folks. And it doesn't matter, even if you're serving a donut.
Right.
If that donut is awesome,
Yeah, loaf
and
of
it
bread.
melted in your
Mhm.
mouth, you're coming back.
Mhm.
And you're
Right.
telling everybody about it. And
Telling
that's what we want for all of the restaurants. There's so many good ones that started off really great, but it's very hard. It's hard to compete, but you know what? You all said stop making any excuses.
Yes.
No more. We're gonna
No
turn
more.
you around within 90 days. Final words, real quick.
Well, it's all about the internal of the business and the experience that the customer is getting. And it's about the business owner making a profit doing what they love.
It's about picking up the phone and giving them a call. That
That's
number
it.
is 520-907-8409. Check them out. It's risefromtheashesconsulting.com.